play after play, I searched frantically for contemporary monologue. I could not, I had a really hard time relating to the characters in secular plays because they didn't come from the Christian perspective I came from. And I was having a really difficult time finding enough Christian plays to look through because there just aren't as many modern Christian plays as there are secular plays. Senior Repertoire is a project that every theater major senior has to complete at the Dreyfus School of the Arts high school that I attended. Part of that presentation is the contemporary monologue, which is a section of a play, a modern play specifically, that you can really, really relate to, where a character's talking that it's basically you. It looks like you, they think like you, you could just easily be cast as them. And coming from a Christian worldview, I just found there a really, really huge lack of Christian plays written, so it made it very difficult for me. This whole idea made me ponder if the same was true for other art forms such as music or dance or visual arts or communications. So I decided to do some research to see if that was true. First and foremost, religion was present in the art world during the medieval period more than any other artistic period. It was not until the Renaissance that the church and the arts began their road of separation. During the medieval times, the church ran everything. It ran politics, it ran science, it ran literature, and art was included in that. I have here a complete works of really, really popular plays in the medieval period. There were two types of plays in the medieval period that were very well known. It was morality and miracle plays. They both were Christian. Everything in that time period was very, very church-centered. According to Stanley Applebaum, miracle and morality plays were performed on holidays and at festivals by guild craftsmen or professional actors hired by towns and villages for the occasion. The morality plays such as Everyman and Pig's Corner were allegorical dramas featuring personifications of mankind in various helps, goodwill, mercy, perseverance, etc., or hidden ways, vice, imagination, goods, etc. He encountered on the road to salvation. The miracle, or in other words, mystery plays, were straight out of the Bible, such as The Shepherd's Play and Noah's Floods. All of the theater at the time that was popular was there to represent either biblical truths, biblical stories, or allegorical, which is a representation of morals. It wasn't until the Renaissance where Shakespeare came into the picture, and he kind of introduced new honesty that society wasn't used to, such as like sexuality, murder, hate. He was representing all these secular ideas that people weren't used to seeing, even though they existed in the medieval times because human beings are human beings and they always will be. They just were not brought out in the arts. I have here the complete work of Shakespeare. What's fascinating about the Globe is the church actually ended up trying to destroy the Globe at one point because they thought it was very immoral. And if you were an actor, you were basically considered a prostitute, or you were very, very low social hierarchy. So it's very interesting how much things changed just in that one period of time from medieval days to Renaissance. The music of the medieval times was very balanced. There was secular music and there was religious music. It was classified as sacred and secular. There were generally no lyrics, and it was just sort of flutes playing, and it could either be used for the church or not used for the church. It was very, very balanced. It wasn't until, again, the Renaissance came along and all these secular ideas kind of transformed everything, and the music was just strictly for secular use. Dance was considered sinful in the beginning of the time period of the medieval days, but later accepted by the church. According to showshown.com, the church discouraged dance because they considered moving the body to be one of the 7 deadly sins is pride. Like, oh, I'm so prideful, watch me dance, look at me, I'm the center of attention. So it was considered very, very sinful to be a dancer in the medieval period. But later on, the church accepted it and started using it in their ceremonies as well. Visual arts during the medieval period was very inspired by religion. Gothic architecture came into the picture, where all of the visual arts of the time period were for the use of the church. Michelangelo, as you probably are all pretty familiar with, the Sistine Chapel painting was specifically of the use for the church, and there was just no other time period in history where the arts was so religion-oriented. On the contrary, contemporary times have changed drastically. In visual arts, there is a huge lack of Christian combination into the art form. There actually is a piece that I can't even say the name because it's not a Liberty Way. Another word for urine, as I'm sure you can figure out what that is. Well, that Christ. An artist in modern art took a picture of Jesus, put it in a box, and urinated in it, and put it in a modern art museum, and that's the most popular modern art of today. The whole idea is to be a shock factor and to try to pretty much mock religious ideas. Same with in theater. There's a play called Corpus Christi, where Jesus is a homosexual and he performs sexual acts with men on stage, and that's very accepted in the art world today. We just really separate ourselves. Music is the only art form that really has done a really great job at keeping Christian morals. Bands like Switchfoot that we're going to see tonight and Reliant K have won Grammys and have been presented in the secular world as well and are just as much recognized. Also, there's in the dance world, Assemble, which is at the Muse Center for Christ just here in Lynchburg. It does an awesome job at recapturing the arts for Christ, and it's an entire dance program just specifically for combining the two. People don't really realize how much they are influenced by the arts, whether it be music or we escape every day in some way, whether it be entertainment or dance or whatever we watch. Art has a big form in that. So as Christians, we really should do a good job at kind of recapturing what used to be what used to be popular, and just have our Christian views be more out there in the art world. Thank you.